Hi, I'm Adam, and this is Making Dollars and Cents at the Box Office Week 34. And this past weekend was a little bit of a bummer at the box office. The number one spot was Suicide Squad with $20.8 million. The number one spot was Suicide Squad. And if you've been watching these at all, you know exactly why that happened. But you don't know why Suicide Squad took the number one spot again. More people went to see it. People are seeing it twice. And in the number two spot this week was Sausage Party in its second week with $15 million. Now, there's no reason why War Dogs, which was directed by Todd Phillips who did the Hangover movies, Kubo and the Two Strings, which is another masterpiece from Laika, and then the big budget remake of Ben-Hur, all were beaten by a mediocre superhero film in its third week, and Sausage Party, which is like a rated R animated comedy that's offensive on every level. Somehow those two movies beat these three newcomers, and that doesn't make any sense at all. Now let's take a look at why this might have happened. First off, there's the PG-13 demographic, which is where all the money is. Now, if you're under the age of 17, you can't buy a ticket for a rated R movie, you're just kind of a casual moviegoer, you probably don't care about movies that came out before 2004, which means the Ben-Hur remake has absolutely no relevance to your life at all. So write that one off. And then if you're in high school and you think you're too cool to go see animated movies or whatever, which is fine, you'll grow out of it, but you're gonna go see Suicide Squad for some reason. But since there really wasn't any prime entertainment in the PG-13 realm this week, you're gonna go see, something that's been out for 3 weeks. But then there's our more adult crowd, 17 and older. You've got the college kids looking for a night at the movies, or adults on date night. They're probably not gonna go see War Dogs because the trailer, you're not really sure what it is. Is it a comedy? Is it a dark comedy? Is it a political action kind of thing? I mean, I want to see it. I like Jonah Hill. I like Miles Teller. But it doesn't really come across as clear as to what you're getting, whereas Sausage Party is a sure bet. You know exactly what you're getting, and you know you're probably going to talk about it on the way home. And lastly, there's Kubo and the Two Strings, which has gotten rave reviews from critics and audiences, but since it's an original story and it's stop motion, which always tends to do kind of worse than the bright colors of computer animation, the pull wasn't exactly as big as it should have been. And even though I haven't seen it yet, but I'm dying to see it, it looks like it's going to be another criminally underrated masterpiece from Laika. Overall, I just kind of think this weekend was probably spent back to school shopping instead of going to the movies, and that's fine. The blockbuster season is winding down. We're entering in that dry September area. I sound like a weatherman. The summer season is kind of winding down. We just had some rain over here, but we're entering kind of that dry September season. We got the action B movies and the horror films before the Oscar bait sort of rains down on us and you can't escape. Your basements are flooded with the likes of Meryl Streep and frickin' Daniel Day-Lewis ruining your carpet. Tangent, sorry. And coming up this weekend, we have Mechanic Resurrection, which is a sequel to the 2011 action film starring Jason Statham. And it's another one of those movies that uses resurrection, resurgence, origins, genesis, the next chapter, any number of those kind of extra titles to try to hide the fact that it's a thinly veiled cash grab. But it also looks like it could be fun. And if action B movies are your thing, there's probably no better way to spend a weekend. Or if drama is more your thing, there's Hands of Stone, which is a boxing movie starring Robert De Niro and Usher, which is a pairing I never thought I would say, but there it is. But the film I'm most excited about this weekend is Fede Alvarez's new horror film Don't Breathe, which is about a group of friends who break into a blind man's house to rob him, but then kind of bite off more than they can chew. And that's all I'm going to say because apparently there are a lot of crazy plot twists that are going to happen. And apparently if you think that the trailer gave away too much, Alvarez says you have no idea what's coming. Alvarez already made a name for himself when he directed 2013's Evil Dead, which used only practical effects and was a really terrifying retelling of Sam Raimi's 1981 classic. After the success of that film, he chose to keep making lower budget films instead of moving into blockbusters because he believed that's where the better stories were, and that is awesome. And Don't Breathe looks like it's going to be another truly unsettling addition to his already kind of modest filmography, but hopefully it will be another gateway for him to keep telling these stories that he feels are worth more than a paycheck. Alright, that's all for this week. Go see a movie this weekend after you're done unpacking those autumn sweaters, and we'll see you next time on Making Dollars and Cents.